Thinking about moving to Sherman, Texas, but not sure if it's actually the right move for you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly who should move to Sherman, and just as importantly, who probably shouldn't. By the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer idea whether Sherman really fits your lifestyle, your expectations, and your long-term plans, or whether you might be happier looking somewhere else. Hey, I'm local realtor Amanda Phillips, your real estate connection here in Sherman, Texas. All right, let's talk about who Sherman is really right for and who might want to think twice. First, let's start with who should move to Sherman, Texas. You should consider moving to Sherman if you want more space and a slower pace than a big metro. But you don't want to be out in the middle of nowhere. Sherman hits that middle ground. You can still get to bigger city shopping, hospitals, and entertainment, but day-to-day life feels more relaxed and community-oriented. A lot of people who move here tell me, we wanted to get out of the chaos, but we weren't ready for total country living, and Sherman fits that gap really well. Sherman is also a good fit if you're looking for growing job opportunities and future potential. With all the recent and upcoming development, there's a lot happening here. New employers, new construction, and new businesses are changing the landscape. If you like the idea of getting in early in a growing city rather than buying into a place that's already maxed out, that's a big plus. You're not just buying a home, you're buying into a place that's still evolving. Another group that does well here is families and people who value community. You'll see school events, Friday night lights, local gatherings, and neighbors who actually say hello. You'll run into people you know at the grocery store, at the ball fields, and at community events. If you like that smaller community feel where you recognize people around town and feel more connected, Sherman can feel like a great fit. Sherman also works well if you're looking for a bit more breathing room in your budget. It's not the cheapest place in Texas, but compared to a lot of big metro areas, your housing dollars can go further. Many people moving here are able to step up into a bigger home, a yard, or a quieter neighborhood they couldn't have afforded in a larger city. And finally, Sherman is a good choice if you're okay with driving a bit for some things. Daily errands are easy, but for certain shopping, entertainment, or flights, you're going to hop in the car. You might drive to Frisco, Dallas, or other nearby cities when you're wanting bigger city options. If you're fine with trading some walkability for more space and a calmer lifestyle, you'll probably be happy here. I help people relocate to Sherman and the Texoma area, and on this channel, I share what it's really like to live here, the neighborhoods you should know about, and what to expect before you make the move. If you're researching a move to Sherman or North Texas, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss my future videos about living in Sherman, our neighborhoods, cost of living, and more. Now, let's talk about who probably should not move to Sherman, Texas. You might want to think twice about moving here if you absolutely need big city convenience and entertainment right at your doorstep. Sherman has restaurants, shopping, and things to do, but it's not Dallas, Austin, or Houston. If you want a brand new bar, restaurant, concert, or event every night of the week within a few blocks, you may feel limited here. You can still get those things, but you'll be driving to them. Sherman might also not be a fit if you really dislike driving. Realistically, you will drive to get to work, activities, bigger shopping trips, or nights out. There isn't a strong public transit system to rely on, and most people plan life around their car. If your ideal lifestyle is walking, biking, or using transit for almost everything, Sherman is probably going to feel frustrating over time. Another group that may struggle here is anyone who hates change or growth. Sherman is in a growth phase. That means construction, new people moving in, and parts of town changing fairly quickly. Roads get widened, new neighborhoods pop up, and fields turn into subdivisions or shopping. If you want a town that looks and feels exactly the same year after year, Sherman's current trajectory might not match what you're looking for. For some people, that growth is exciting. For others, it feels like losing the old version of the town. You might also want to think carefully if you expect big city variety in absolutely everything. The restaurant scene is growing, but it's not massive. You've got options, but not endless options. Same thing with entertainment and shopping. If you're okay making a day trip now and then for more variety, that works. If you want that variety every single day, you might feel boxed in. And finally, if you're extremely sensitive to heat and Texas weather, that's something to be honest about. Summers are hot and can feel long. Storms roll through, and you have normal North Texas mix of heat, humidity, and occasional severe weather days. Most people adjust and find ways to work around it: early mornings, evenings outside, and good AC. But if that sounds like your worst nightmare, it's worth thinking carefully before committing. Let's put this together in a simple way so you can see where you land. You should move to Sherman if you want a more relaxed, community-oriented lifestyle than a big city, but you still want access to bigger city amenities when you need them. You should move here if you like the idea of a place that's growing with new opportunities and development, even if that means a few growing pains along the way. You should move here if you want a bit more space for your money, whether that's a larger home, a yard, or a quieter neighborhood. You should also move here if you're okay with driving as a normal part of life, and you understand that you're trading some walkability for more space and a calmer day-to-day pace. And you should move here if you can handle real Texas weather and you're open to embracing what life looks like in North Texas. You probably shouldn't move to Sherman if you want big city entertainment, nightlife, and convenience right outside your door every single day. You shouldn't move here if you need highly walkable urban living or strong public transit options and you don't want to rely on a car. You shouldn't move here if you want a town that isn't changing much, doesn't have much construction, and feels the same year after year. And you probably shouldn't move here if you really struggle with heat, humidity, and stormy seasons, and you know the kind of weather wears you down. If you're listening to this and thinking, that sounds like what I want, then Sherman might actually be a really good fit for you. If you're feeling yourself pull back on a lot of these points, that's helpful information too. There's nothing wrong with deciding it's not the right place. It's better to figure that out now than after you've already packed up your life and moved. If this helped you get clearer on whether Sherman is right for you, here are 2 simple next steps. First, hit subscribe so you don't miss my other videos about living in Sherman, including neighborhood breakdowns, cost of living, and things I wish every buyer knew before moving here. Second, if you're seriously thinking about moving to Sherman and want some honest one-on-one guidance, click the link at the top of the description. That will take you to my website where you can tell me a bit about your situation, and we can talk about whether Sherman really fits what you're looking for and which areas you should focus on. Drop a comment below telling me what you're most excited about or most nervous about when it comes to moving to Sherman, Texas. I read every comment, and I might use your question in a future video. Thanks for watching, and if you want to know more about Sherman, here's a few videos I recommend.